So we're here with Cody Flowers from the US of A and Mr. Gary O'Reilly all the way from Ireland. So guys, this is the first Florida Dance Masters. What have you thought so far of the event?
I think it's been great. So this is the first time I've attended any World Dance Masters events. And so I have only ever seen things from across the pond. And so I have a good bit of things to base it on, but it's just videos. So I am absolutely loving the event. What do you think?
Yeah, I've loved it. I've been to Masters in the UK, and this really is a good representation, I think, of what happens in the UK.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much on the competitive side because it's a little bit smaller, but that will grow over the years. But definitely on the social side, it's just been great to get back and see everyone and travel. And the one word, like we all think about going home and putting up our posts on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like I literally want to just go home and write the word friendship, because that's what this weekend has felt like. Literally, that's what it's been.
Aww.
That literally has, for me, that's what it's been. Seeing everybody again, it's just been so special. So, yeah, I've loved it.
So the shows are unlike anything that I've ever seen over here in the US. What have you thought of the show? Because Gary's seen some of them back in Blackpool and that. So what have you thought of them? Because you really haven't seen anything like that.
I've only ever seen them like on TV or on my computer, so it's completely different in person. The energy from everyone performing, it's incredible. And I think that the venue that we're in, the space that we're in, we had the right amount of people for the first time. And the energy in the room was just incredible while people were performing. So I absolutely loved it. You see it and you're like, wow, that looks great. And you see it in person, you're like,
yeah, you don't get the same feeling as when you're there.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's immense.
Yeah. Well, what do you think of the dinner show?
I thought that was great because we were in the smaller room.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine what it was like to sit there and be like literally really up on top of everyone.
Yeah.
But equally, I think the power of the show tonight had that same thing of, even though it was in a much bigger room, I think the impact on that show was, it felt like you were probably in that space. So yeah, it was great.
So would you encourage anybody to come next year then?
Yeah, I want to bring my family. I said it in the message that I want to make a holiday.
Yeah.
Because they've never been to Florida before, and I didn't really want to come here and not be able to go to Universal or the studios, which are like 6 minutes away.
Right, so everything's really, really close. The parks are
close.
only like how far away?
Yeah.
Probably 15-20 minutes max.
Not even.
Max.
I Google mapped it and it's like 7 minutes to Universal. And I'm like, oh my god, I really wanted to go, I loved them.
Yeah.
So I said to my family about coming next year for a few days extra and after, so we could do stuff beforehand, then have the dancing and then maybe something after as well. Yeah.
So you've been doing the registration there?
Yes.
And what has that been like? How has people's response been coming up and filling out?
I think that because it was the first time that we've had this event, it was a lot of anticipation and people just not sure how this is going to go. You check into your room and then it's just like, okay, where am I going? What is this going to be like just in general? So I think we were just reassuring folks that this is going to be a great time. And because it was the first event, just continuing throughout the weekend to check in with folks. Like tonight, went around to every single table and asked how folks were doing, if they were having a good time, if they had feedback, stop by the registration desk and let us know. So just trying to make that home environment for folks and give them a taste of what World Dance Masters is overseas and try to bring some of that here. So in the US, you don't have a lot of competitive line, and you're taking all of these social dancers and exposing them in the US to competition.
And to a competitive show standard show rather than we're all just having a bit of crack and jumping around in costumes.
How is your crack speaking
at whatever event you're at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a different expectation on the show here.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big part of it as well.
Yeah, and even
Rachel, you
Rachel
wouldn't get that show at another event.
No,
you wouldn't.
No, and even Rachel taking the time in between the competition to explain, hey, everyone in the room, this is what I'm saying and what it means. It's different, but everyone in the room is so hungry to know because we just don't know. Yeah,
it's education.
So have they been asking a lot of questions about the competition and how it's set up? And
yes.
what's happening and what all the divisions
Yeah.
are.
Yes.
And
It's a whole new experience.
It is. So we tried to, instead of just saying, novice crystal, we use the screen to create slides so that people can at least see what we're saying, because sometimes people can become a little garbled on the microphone.
Yeah.
But
Right.
what are we saying? When we say it's novice crystal, is it a waltz, right? Just at least educating people on the terminology so they're seeing it, a visual with it. So just
cool.
small things like that. And like tomorrow for the awards, I know she's going to explain what does it mean to have honors, right, or to graduate, or
Right.
those sorts of things.
I think as well it
Because
was
I don't know.
really special as well, because we're just coming back from 2 years of lockdown, and it's nice that people weren't coming back to, not that there was anything wrong with it, but the same old event.
Correct.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? This was
So
like a
it
total
gives
like
a
it was
complete
new, but
fresh-
it was like, oh wow, it's so different, which I
Mhm.
think a lot of people probably needed,
Yeah.
because even at weekends that I've been at in the last few weeks, there was people saying like, I didn't know if I wanted to come back to dancing, and they were like, I wasn't going to come to the weekend, but then they came back and they got that feeling again.
Yeah.
So I'd say the people that have been at this weekend, we're not going to lose them, because
Brand new feeling.
it's another new feeling on top of what they loved before.
Right.
It's the cherry on top
Yeah.
for, oh God, we do love this.
Yeah.
Right.
And there is
Reignited
more.
that passion.
It's and I think that's what's special
Do
this
you
weekend.
think any of them would venture out into competition
I think
next
a lot of
year?
them will.
Yes.
I think some will.
I think so. I think as long as there is education, and I think Sam will probably work to help provide stuff for the U.S. and the
Right.
folks in Florida, but I think just giving folks the terminology and if I want to start, how do I start?
Yeah.
But seeing someone do it, I think, is a good first step, and these people haven't been exposed.
And even the people, it might have been a small competitive scene this weekend, but there was like some older people, some younger people, some in the middle, and
Yeah.
it was like those people that could represent the people sitting there going, oh, I could do that.
Right.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
and
that
feel
little
like
girl
that,
doing
look
bye
like
bye.
that, yeah.
I was so excited.
Yeah.
So excited. Yeah.
Or you've got like Joyce coming from the UK
Right, the whole way over.
Yeah.
the whole way over, and she's
Yeah.
like standing there like a superstar, and you're thinking, oh my God.
Yeah.
So there are probably people there looking and going, I want to feel like that.
Right.
You know what I
she's
mean? And improve their
reflecting
dancing
that,
and
yeah.
get
Yeah.
to spend time with the people who train and everything. So
Well,
it's just a whole new thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
And it was the perfect time after 2 years of, oh God, I don't know if I want to come back, because we have lost people,
Yeah.
some people.
Look at the screen. We're going to take about how many minutes? 2 minutes and something seconds from your life, and you're never going to get those 2 minutes and something seconds back. But we think it's hysterical. Have you all anybody heard of TikTok? Kind of like a big social media craze that's going around now, when random videos come out. This is one of those like TikTok challenges they call it, where you be dancing or random things. And Maddie thought it was a funny thing to do, and she said, Simon, we're going to do this in America. And next thing we know, we're all outside and being bossed around. You're not the boss of me. And this is what happened.
Caught in a bad romance. Caught in a bad romance. Caught in a bad romance.
Bad romance.
Oh, caught in a bad romance.
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 And together.
You'll never get those 2 minutes back of your life. But you'll find it on TikTok tomorrow morning.